Okay. Good morning, beloveds. I'm not awake exactly yet. I've been up. I've been up since about 8:15, but I didn't get out of bed. Well, that's not true. I got out of bed, and then crawled back into bed because when I checked the temperature on the phone said it was 34 with it feels like I'm 24, and I was like, no, no. So I crawled back under the blankets and proceeded to scroll on my phone for longer than I care to admit. So, and tomorrow's going to be even better. Because the temperature is literally going to be 24 tomorrow. I don't know what it feels like it's going to be. So we're not going to think about that. But I also have, because our weather has been weird, my partner's job kept changing the days that they needed him. And so since normally he works on Saturdays, we get up early, go to the park, and then come home. And because they moved around deliveries, he's not working today. So I didn't have to go to the park in the freezing weather. I mean, it's still probably freezing out there, but that means that I scrolled on my phone for too long, and I'm now an hour late doing this. Almost an hour. I'm 45 minutes late doing this. So, here I am. We're going to do a new design for living. And then I'm going to go to the park, even though it's really cold. Because I stayed in my house all week. I did not. I wasn't willing. I wasn't willing. Knowing that I was going to have the week at work that I was going to have, I wasn't willing to get out in the freezing weather in the morning. So, but today, the only commitment that I have, and it's a commitment I made to myself, is we are going to start the reading the Bible again for the first time by Marcus Ford. That's the only commitment I have today. So I can go to the park, whatever. So we let the sun come up and maybe it'll warm up a little bit. So let's do a new design for living. But first, let's do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week unless something unusual happens, which we live on the Gulf Coast, so it's almost always weather related if you get a second email. Fortunately, yes, we are going to have a hard freeze, but there's been no precipitation, so we're not worried about the roads. Although there is this thing called freezing fog, and that's just terrifying. So we're not worried. So as I said, we're not worried about the roads. So we are going to, so you're not likely to get a second email this week. But the email tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot. I did bring my, this is my electrolyte formula. That's why it's pink, because it's watermelon flavored. Hang on. Week and the month, hot links are hot. Hot links are hot. So if it says click here now, it'll take you right to the information of the person that can help you get it. It is also a blind CC, which means nobody's going to see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So there is all of that. Now, what are the rest of the informations? The only thing left is the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, and I am the running Ryan across the social medias. We do not monetize the social medias. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is go like, subscribe, follow, based on which platform you are on, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing. That will that bumps us in the algorithms. More people see our stuff, which honestly is the goal of social media. So it's a free and easy way you can support stuff. Okay, now this book, which we're about a third of the way into now. It's moving pretty quickly. This was written towards the end of Ernest's career. It is the process of science of mind. That's what I've come to realize is, because Jesse's been talking about that. It's like when you pray for something, the universe doesn't hand it to you. What the universe does is hand you a process. Well, this is the process of science of mind. We are a religion for the purposes of government paperwork. We are a philosophy or a way of life. You can absolutely live your life this way. So that is, so that's what this book is about. It's about, how do you do this? How do you live this way? We have started chapter 7 and are on, which is discovering yourself. And I will tell you, because we kind of had this conversation last night, one of the things, if you don't know what to pray for, the best thing to pray for people is to know who they are and know that they are a choice. So discovering yourself is very, very, very important. You got to know who you are to figure out what you want and then to go after what you want. So the article that we have today is called Powerful Emotions. Where may we look to discover for ourselves evidence of the action of some of the laws of mind, which are a basic reality of the universe? We do not have to look far, just at ourselves or at a close friend. Two obvious things which we discover are love and hate. Their action in us and our reaction to them are powerful things. Right? What occurs is specific and definite. Whenever one is a cause, there is a corresponding effect. It operates according to law. Perhaps not a law that can be expressed in mathematical formula, such as gravitation or the flow of electric current, but nonetheless exact and precise. We can explain the way it works, even if we cannot express it in symbols. As for love, when our minds are filled with thoughts of love for others, it seems that we are surrounded by people and situations of a loving nature. Similar action holds true for hate. As our thoughts are occupied with hate, we seem to be able to encounter nothing but hate in every aspect of our experience. And of course, there are all the varying degrees of love and hate, which sometimes are too subtle for even us to be aware of. But some will say that, of course, we know all this. It is old stuff. But some will say, certainly it is. But when will the time come for each to recognize that love and hate operate according to law? This is important, right? Once we set a cause in motion, we cannot avoid the effect. We cannot avoid the consequence of the thought of hate. But once that thought is changed to one of love, we will have a new causative factor and accordingly experience a new result. All right. The next one is called Ancient Wisdom Confirmed, and it's a little long, but let's talk about love and hate for a minute. Because love and hate are not opposites. And it's important to consider that. Love and hate are not opposites. They are both passionate emotions. They are powerful emotions. They are very strong emotions. The opposite of love and hate is apathy. And that's important to know. Apathy is not caring. And right now, if you will look around the environment of this country, there's a whole lot of all three of those going on right now. And that's why it's messy. That is why it's messy. Because too many people are not choosing love. And a whole lot of people are also choosing apathy. And I'm going to tell you I don't know what to do about it, but that's not true. Because there's a lot that we can do about it. Up to and including you know, the basic of treatment. Jesus called us to love our neighbors. He didn't say like our neighbors. Jesus called us to love our enemies. He never called us to hate our enemies. And in both cases, he used the word love. It is the most powerful emotion that we have. It is the most powerful force that we have when we love ourselves, when we love each other, when we love our neighbors, when we love our enemies. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. When we don't care, awful things happen. And that's why I said love and hate aren't opposites. They are both passionate emotions. They are both powerful emotions. Apathy, on the other hand, awful things happen because the power isn't being bent in any direction. And this is just not a time that we can do that. Yeah, I'll go back and quote what Martin Luther King said. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And I think it's timely that we're talking about powerful emotions, because I think it's extremely important to understand how powerful both love and hate are, and how much more love we need. And when we love people, we care. And when we care, the bad things that are happening, we make choices to stop them. So, love is an emotion about growth and expansion and inclusion. And hate is about shriveling up and dying. And it's very, very, very toxic to your health and to yourself and to your community and to everything. And it's not worth entertaining. And love is one of the most healing things that we can do. So, the best thing that you can do is learn to love yourself and love your neighbors, and then expand out from there. And your fur babies are a fantastic place to start, because sometimes it's hard to love yourself, and I get that. And I'm not telling you that you have to love yourself before you can learn to love others. I'm not saying that. I am saying that it is imperative that you learn to love yourself. For the beloved expression of the divine that you are. However you get there, get there. And know that we're here to support you. Okay. I spent too much time on social medias this morning. Can you tell? Discover yourself. Learn to love yourself. When you hate yourself, it doesn't do anybody any good, especially you. Okay. Wow. I'm going to go to the park now. I'm going to throw peanuts to squirrels and maybe blue jays. I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. And I usually say all kinds of silly stuff, cuddle your fur babies day, take care of your business day, make sure you make time to sit down day, rest day, catter day. But I also end it with having a good day, or if that is too much pressure, because I understand that occasionally it is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine, but, and I rarely use a but there, and I'm going to use it, because Reverend Arthur said something a little while ago that really blew me away. I love myself just the way I am, but I love myself enough not to leave myself there. So, if you are under a whole lot of pressure and are simply having a day, that's good. But love yourself enough not to leave yourself there. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are a beautiful masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Okay? Comparison is the thief of joy. And as Reverend Jesse likes to remind us, you are a godly. Okay? You are a godly. Explore the truth of your being, because get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. All right, beloveds. You clearly caught my strong emotion today. Powerful emotion today. So, I'm going to go to the park. And I'm going to remind you, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 8:45 tomorrow, because I do intend to go to the gym, even though it's literally going to be below freezing. I'm going to do it anyway. But at some point today, I will get on and we're going to start the board book. I still haven't gotten my copy of Emma Curtis Hopkins' High Mysticism. So I'm going to put that on hold, and I'm going to read the board book. And then after I finish the board book, we will go ahead and do Emma Curtis Hopkins' High Mysticisms on Saturday. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.